Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Namaste. Now we move on to the next chapter of Natya Shastra, which deals with the Kakshya Vibhaga, the Pravritti and Dharmi varieties. So this chapter is named as Kakshya Pravritti Dharmi Vyanjakaha. Here Bharata deals with different segregations. As in Kakshya Vibhaga, the zonal divisions on the stage. So, as we have almost completed the Angika Abhinaya chapters, of course from 8 to 13, and the basic presentation of Nritta and Karana and Angaharas in chapter 4, the Satvika Abhinaya, especially in Rasa and Bhava chapters, though we have some more chapters on Satvika Abhinaya later, Samanya Abhinaya, Chitra Abhinaya and other things. Here he now talks about the Kakshya Vibhaga. Bharata says we have to fix the zones on the stage after knowing the division of the three kinds of playhouse, Natya Mandapa. We saw in the second chapter the three varieties of Natya Mandapa: rectangular, square and triangular. The arrangements of the drums. Ye nepatya grihadvare maya purvam prakirtite tayor bhandasya vinyaso madhye karyaha prayoktrabhihi. He says the producer of the play should arrange the drums between the two doors of the nepatya griha, tiring room, which has been described earlier in the second chapter itself. So we have two doors on two back sides of the stage, and in between we have the orchestra pit. It is a slightly raised platform for orchestra. There he says the drums have to be installed. Then what is zonal division? Kakshya Vibhago Nirdeshyo Rangapita Parikramat. Parikramena Rangasya Kaksha Hi Anya Vidiyate. He says that zonal division is to be indicated by going about on the stage. So where do you move on the stage? There are divisions. Now we have the front stage, back stage, side stage, middle stage, all these divisions in English. We talk about these. He has given this in Natya Shastra. He says when one is in a particular zone of the stage, the place will change by his walking to another zone. When you stay in one zone of the stage, this might be a mountain. When you go to the another zone of the stage, it might be a river. So we have to indicate that, we have to make the audience understand that, segregate the portions of the stage. Then he talks about utility of these zonal divisions. Kaksha Vibhage Nyeyani Grihani Nagarani Cha Udyanarama Sarita Ashrama Atavi Tata Prithivi Sagara Shaiva Trilokyam स चराचरं वर्षाणि सप्तद्वीपाश्च पर्वता विविधास्तथा अलोकश्चैव लोकश्च रसातलमथापि च दैत्य नागालयश्चैव गृहाणि च वनानि च नगरे वा वने वापि वर्षे वा पर्वतेऽपि वा यत्र वार्ता प्रवर्तेत तत्र कक्षां प्रवर्तयेत्. He says the zonal division that one has to know the place in which the scene has been. Is it a house or a city or a garden or a pleasure resort or a river, hermitage, forest, earth, sea, the three worlds with movable or immovable objects. Any one of the 9 great divisions of the earth, the 7 continents, of any of the different mountains, the invisible world, the earth or the nether world, the Rasatala, the places of rest or abodes for the Daityas and serpents, houses and forests, all these zones should be imagined with a reference to the city, forest and part of the continent or a mountain where the action takes place. How do we do that? Through Vachika Binaya? Of course, if the explanation is there in the particular text, like if we take Shakuntalam, if there is an explanation of the hermitage, it can be done through Vachika Binaya. Otherwise, it can be through the Ahariya Binaya, the stage settings. Otherwise, it can be through Angika Binaya. You can show everything through your Anga, Upanga, Pratyanga, the Prithvi, the Bhumi, Sagara, ocean and everything, Sapta Dvipa, Alokaschaiva, Lokascha. Then the Loka for Daitya, Naga, Nagara, the city, Parvata, mountain, all these are to be brought onto the stage, either by the composer of the drama, writer, creator, then the director who directs the drama, who makes the actor act through other settings, or the actor himself who shows everything through his Anga. So, this is the beauty of understanding the stage, he says. Then he says, one should assume by convention whether a place is outside or inside a locality or in the middle of it, away from it or near it. So, all these has to be understood by the audience. For that, Abhinaya is very important. We have the Ekadasha Sangraha, Rasa Bhava Abhinayan. So, here Abhinaya has to be taken care of. Then according to the zonal division, those who have entered the stage earlier should be taken as being inside a house, while those who are entering it later are to be known as coming from outside, remaining outside. So, generally according to Bharata, when we enter the stage for that particular act, if he has to exit, he has to exit only if he does not have any portion of drama to perform. If there are vachanas for the other characters, but he has to be there in that situation, then that particular actor will be on stage. He gives all these details here. He says, he who enters the stage with the intention of seeing them should report himself turning to the right side, then facing east on the stage. The direction where the drums and the two doors of the tiring room should always be considered as the east in the course of a dramatic performance. That is, the doors are there and the kutapa, the orchestra is there, that is to be considered as east, eastern side. If any person has to go out from that place on any work, he is to make his exit by the very door he is used when entering. He will just exit and come back. If after going out he is to re-enter that house, he will make his exit, if necessary, by the door through which he came. Otherwise, generally he says the characters enter through one door and exit through the other door. But in some cases, the entry and exit are through the same doors. If out of necessity he goes along with the latter person and re-enters the house with the others or by himself alone, the different zones should be prescribed for these two. That is, who entered earlier and who entered later. So, these zones are to be taken care of. We have the zones on the side, in the center of the stage, and we have already seen about the Mattavarani on the sides, Rangapita and Rangashirsha, which is the platform, raised platform for orchestra. Then he indicates the rank in group walking. So, this is also connected with the Gati chapter. That is why it is given here. So, after you enter, where do you go? How do you go? How do you move around? Where do you stand? All these are given in these sections of zonal divisions. With the equals, that is Uttama with Uttama or Madhyama with Madhyama Nayaka, one is to walk side by side, and with one's inferiors, that is Uttama with Madhyama or Madhyama with Adama, one is to walk surrounded by the latter. That is, when Uttama and Madhyama are walking together, the Madhyama will be surrounded by the Uttama. Maybe if the king is walking with his group of soldiers, they might be surrounding the king. And the handmaids are to be known by their walking before the master. Like they have to walk in front. The sloka is so beautiful. Samaischa sahito gachet nichaischa parivaritaha atha prekshanikaschapi vigneya hi agrato gati. Then he talks about indicating the distance. Saiva bhumistu bahubir vikrishta syat parikramaihi madhya va sannikrishta va tesham evam vikalpayet. He says the same place, if much walked over, will be taken as a distant land. If you keep on walking in the same place, just going around there, then it will be understood as distant place. And nearby land or lands of medium distance are to be indicated in the same way. So, You have to just walk around and tell that, oh, I have reached this place. There are vachanas which you can use for these, or you can use the Angika Abhinaya. From the mountain, you move on to the walk to the other side of the stage and then say that, oh, I have reached the river now. After so much time walking, you can say, but you would not have walked that much. You would have crossed just the place. So that is how on stage we represent the places. So now moving off the gods, demigods, Nagare va vane vapi sagare parvatepi va divyanam gamanam karyam dvipe varshepi va punaha. He says, according to various needs of the plot, gods and demigods are to move to the cities, forests, seas of mountains, through the sky, by the aerial car, by the occult power, or by different other acts. But while in disguise, in a play, that is the gods and demigods are to move on earth, because they are in the heaven, but in disguise when they come to the earth, they have to move on earth, so that they might be visible by the human beings. Otherwise, you have to show like they move on the sky, but they are not visible for the human beings. But if they take the form of the humans, like we have some of the characters like Pururavas in Vikramoorvashiyam, when he is in the form of a human being, here demigod, he is to be seen by the audience and the other actors. Movement of men in Bharatavarsha. So, Bharatavarsha is our India. Gods and demigods can at their will move to all divisions of the continent, but it is prescribed that men are to move in Bharatavarsha alone. So, human beings we have in Bharatavarsha, and then he talks about departure for a distant place. If a person departs on business to a distant place, this is to be indicated by closing the act. So, the act will be done over and mentioning again the fact that he has moved on to another place. It will be done in the introductory scene, the praveshaka of the next scene. Then he talks about time allowed for events of an act. To indicate the attainment of object, one is to traverse a measure of distance, he says. Then, in case of failure in this regard, the act should be brought to an end. So, there are many instances where the act is done. Same way, the characters also move out of the stage when the act is over, all the characters. Then he adds that incidents in a play occurring for a kshana, a muhurta, yama and a day are to be accompanied in an act in pursuance of the bija. We will be reading about bija, bindu, pataka, prakari, karya in the upcoming chapters. Here he says, but if a month or year is to be considered, it should be finished with the end of an act, and events occurring more than 1 year after should not be put in one act. So we end the act with that, and if it is more than 1 year, then it has to be taken to the next act. Thus, he says the zones of the stage, that is the zonal divisions, the Kakshya Vibhaga, concerning the movements of men are to be observed in a play in connection to the Bharata Varsha. Now he moves on to gods and demigods. He talks about Yakshas, Guhyakas, followers of Kubera, Rakshasas, Bhutas, Pishachas, who live in the best mountain Kailasa, included in the Himalayas, are known for their dwelling there. Then Gandharvas, Apsaras and Ganas are to be known as they live in Hemakuta Parvata. In the Nishadha mountains live the Nagas such as Sesha, Vasuki, Takshaka, etc. Then the 33 groups of gods dwell in the great mountain Meru, and Siddhas and Brahmarishis in the blue mountain, and the white mountain is the abode of Daityas and Danavas, while Pitras resort to Shringaravat mountain. So these are the various mountains given here. So with these references to the zonal divisions, they should be placed in the Jambu Dvipa. So we have the term Jambu Dvipa, Bharata Varsha, Meru, all these given in Natya Shastra. We can connect with the present day where we live. Meroho Dakshine Parshve. We live here in Bharata Varsha, Bharatakanda, in Jambu Dvipa, of course. Then the movements of gods, the movements, their exploits should be represented according to their habits and powers. But their costumes and makeup should be like that of human beings, he says. All the states of gods are to be made human. Hence, they should not be represented as winkless. We cannot represent them as those who do not wink. For the bhavas and rasas depends on glances. So, as glancing is very important. Why he has given like this? Because if we think that they are gods and they should not wink, then the bhava cannot be expressed through anubhavas and abhinayas, where the movements of the eyes, eyebrows, eyelids are very, very, very important. And the states, that is the bhavas, are first of all indicated by the glances, and then only they are represented by the gestures, he says. So that is why it is very important to also dress them as, of course, higher categories of human with grandeur costumes, headgears. He has given a variety of headgears in the Aharya Abhinaya chapter. So these are to be represented on the stage, he says. Namaste.